Hi, welcome to Listen2Riches. Today, I would like to introduce you to a biography book about Elon Musk, with a subtitle, How the Billionaire CEO of SpaceX and Tesla is Shaping Our Future? In recent years, even those who do not closely follow the internet and business have frequently heard the names of two companies, Tesla, the electric car manufacturer, and SpaceX, the private space enterprise. Tesla, with its electric cars, has been leading the trend in the electric vehicle industry, while SpaceX has ventured into the traditionally monopolized field of space exploration. With exceptional space technology and low launch costs, SpaceX has continually rewritten records in space history, transforming the entire space industry landscape. Behind the success of these two companies is the unsung hero, Elon Musk, and Silicon Valley Iron Man tells us the story of his life and career, from his early ventures in the internet industry, where he earned $200 million, to founding Tesla and SpaceX and leading them on a remarkable journey of growth. The author of this book, Ashley Vance, is an experienced technology journalist who spent a remarkable 4 years interviewing over 300 key figures to complete this book. Even more impressively, Vance obtained Elon Musk's authorization and engaged in numerous in-depth conversations with him to gain insight into the inner world of this Iron Man of Silicon Valley. Let's look back to August 2, 2008, when SpaceX conducted a rocket launch on Kwajalein Island. Initially, the rocket launch proceeded smoothly, but 3 minutes after liftoff, the telemetry data indicated a problem that left the monitoring engineers shocked. Due to the use of the latest version of the Merlin engine, the rocket's excessive thrust caused the two stages to collide, leading to the uncontrolled descent of the rocket into the ocean. This marked the third consecutive failure for the company's rocket launches, following two previous unsuccessful attempts. Since its inception, Musk had promised to launch a rocket by the end of 2003, a goal that was already delayed by 5 years, and the company's funds could only sustain operations for another 6 months. However, Musk announced SpaceX's plans for a fourth launch attempt, and was already planning a fifth. Simultaneously, development plans for the Falcon 9 Heavy rocket continued. Many began to question whether the Silicon Valley Iron Man's heroic story was nothing more than a farce. Looking back at this rocket launch, one might wonder why Elon Musk didn't opt for a more conservative design instead of persisting with new engines. However, when you understand his life experiences, it all becomes less surprising. Through Silicon Valley Iron Man, we gain insight into Musk's legendary life and entrepreneurial mindset. The book is divided into 4 main parts, each telling the story of this Silicon Valley Iron Man. First, we delve into his early career and internet entrepreneurship, followed by Musk's journey in founding SpaceX and his unique approach to entrepreneurship. Next, we explore how he led Tesla into the modern automotive industry, and finally, we examine Musk's differences from other Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. Let's begin with the first part and learn about Musk's early life and experiences in internet entrepreneurship. But before we dive into Musk's story, let's talk about his grandfather, Joshua, a true adventurer. He moved from rural America to Canada and became a leading specialist in spinal disease treatment globally. Later, he relocated his entire family to South Africa, embarking on adventures deep into the deserts and jungles of southern Africa. Joshua even teamed up with his wife to participate in car rally races, defeating professional racing teams to claim first place and driving over 20,000 miles from Africa all the way to Scotland and Norway. Musk grew up hearing tales of his grandfather's heroics, and the spirit of adventure ran in his blood. In his youth, Musk began building rockets in his backyard because he couldn't buy commercial rocket materials. He conducted research to determine which materials would burn hotter and make the rockets fly higher. In addition to his fascination with explosives, Musk also attempted to start an arcade game business. While most boys might merely dream about such ventures, Musk actually secured a location and even signed a lease. Unfortunately, due to his underage status, he couldn't get approval, and his first entrepreneurial effort came to an untimely end. At the age of 17, Musk traveled to Canada to attend school alone. 2 years later, he moved to the United States and earned degrees in economics and physics from the Wharton School. Subsequently, he arrived in Silicon Valley with the intention of pursuing a master's degree at Stanford University but dropped out after just 2 days to dive headfirst into the internet boom. In 1995, Musk founded a website called Zip2, which helped small businesses like restaurants, clothing stores, and hair salons showcase their business information online, somewhat similar to today's Yelp. Musk personally wrote the website's original code, while his brother handled sales to small businesses. This startup caught the attention of venture capital firms and received a $3 million investment. 2 years later, the company was sold, and Musk made a profit of $22 million. This marked the first instance of Musk's adventurous spirit. Most Silicon Valley entrepreneurs would have chosen to hide their profits and use their success as a springboard for seeking investment and starting new ventures. However, Musk decided to invest all of his proceeds into a new company, launching an online bank called X.com. Musk's decision to create an online bank wasn't a spontaneous one. During his time at Wharton, he had interned at a bank and was surprised by the conservatism and sluggishness of the banking industry. In 1995, he had already proclaimed that the transformation of traditional finance into internet finance was inevitable, but his views faced criticism from financial professionals. It wasn't until 1999 that he had a chance to launch a counteroffensive against the financial industry. However, unlike the straightforward and practical business logic of Zip2X.com, represented a grand plan. Despite his limited knowledge of banking, Musk believed that bankers were all wrong in their approach, and he entered the market with this belief, aiming to start a revolution. The founding of X.com was not without its challenges. 5 months after its inception, co-founders Frick and Musk had a dispute in which Frick attempted to remove Musk from the CEO position but failed. Subsequently, Frick left the company, taking most of the core engineers with him, leaving Musk with an empty office. However, Musk was undeterred and immediately began recruiting new talent. The company obtained a banking license and struck a strategic partnership with an established bank. In November, X.com officially launched, allowing users to conduct transactions and manage their funds online without the need for physical bank visits. In today's terms, it was akin to a form of Alipay. Upon its launch, the website attracted 200,000 registered users. Meanwhile, another internet prodigy, Peter Thiel, was making his mark with PayPal. After a period of competition, the two companies decided to merge. Musk continued as CEO, while Thiel left due to differences with Musk regarding the company's direction. The original PayPal team remained within the company but expressed discontent with Musk's autocratic leadership and some strategic decisions. In September 2000, they removed Musk from the CEO position. However, Musk recognized the company's upward trajectory and chose not to leave but instead further invested to become the largest shareholder. 2 years later, eBay acquired PayPal, and Musk, armed with $200 million, continued to pursue his goals. This time, Musk chose the aerospace industry, which brings us to the second part of our story, the founding of SpaceX and Musk's unique entrepreneurial approach. Here, we must provide some background information about the American space industry. The peak of the American space industry can be traced back to the successful manned moon landing mission in 1969. However, after that achievement, the launch of space shuttles and the construction of the International Space Station marked only a brief resurgence. Following the end of the Cold War, the U.S. government reduced its investments in space exploration, the Space Shuttle program was retired, and the space industry entered a period of decline. The United Launch Alliance, consisting of Lockheed Martin and Boeing, monopolized military satellite contracts, but the technology remained stagnant at the level of the moon landing era, with high costs. NASA was in such dire straits that it had to rely on Russian launches to resupply the International Space Station. Meanwhile, China's space program was thriving and aggressively seeking contracts for launching commercial satellites worldwide. Musk saw an opportunity in this landscape. He proposed building medium-sized rockets initially, targeting the niche market for launching small satellites and research equipment. Later, he shifted focus to developing heavy rockets, aiming to secure NASA's space cargo transport contracts, thus entering the lucrative and promising field of space exploration. In June 2002, Musk founded SpaceX. This time, he believed his advantage lay in his ability, compared to traditional space agencies, to control costs better. Just as he challenged the banking industry with X.com, Musk embarked on an industry about which he knew little, starting from what appeared to be a reasonable entry point. He invested $100 million, attempting to initiate a comprehensive revolution from scratch, aiming to topple the slow-moving competitors. However, this time, reality diverged significantly from Musk's expectations. After the third failed launch, the remaining funds could sustain the company for only 6 more months. If the fourth launch also failed, the company would become a textbook example of failure for business schools. In September 2008, SpaceX conducted its fourth rocket launch. Engineers did not have full confidence, but Musk insisted on live streaming the entire launch, causing everyone's hearts to race. If the launch failed, the company's reputation would plummet from space directly into the depths of the ocean along with the wreckage. Fortunately, as the rocket ascended into space, tensions turned into bursts of cheers and slogans from the engineers on the ground. When the rocket finally entered orbit flawlessly, everyone was engulfed in sheer jubilation. SpaceX instantly became the first private company to successfully place a satellite into Earth's orbit. Upon witnessing SpaceX's success, NASA awarded a $1.6 billion contract for SpaceX to transport cargo to the International Space Station. 4 years later, SpaceX lived up to expectations by successfully docking its spacecraft with the space station, becoming the first private enterprise to do so and one of the few space agencies worldwide with the capability, alongside the United States, Russia, and China. SpaceX's Falcon 9 rocket, championed by Musk, has become the company's flagship, with launches almost every month to deliver supplies to the International Space Station or deploy satellites. SpaceX has evolved from being the butt of jokes in the space industry to the operator with the best cost-effectiveness. The price for a single rocket launch is $60 million, lower than the quotes of all other space agencies globally, and with no compromise in success rates. As SpaceX significantly reduced the cost of rocket launches, demand began to surge. Technology companies launched satellites into space for internet communication, scientists sent new research equipment, and the military explored the possibility of rapidly deploying space weapons. Musk successfully realized his vision, entering a seemingly saturated space market, unearthing new demands, driving product development, and securing a larger slice of the pie. Another company under Musk's leadership, Tesla, followed a path to success strikingly similar to SpaceX's journey, but with a different focus: experience. Next, we will delve into the third part of our story, recounting how Musk led Tesla and entered the modern automotive industry, becoming a leader. During his college years, Musk wrote a thesis on supercapacitors. In this paper, he explored this new energy storage technology and believed it could be applied in fields such as cars, airplanes, and rockets. His enthusiasm for renewable energy can be traced back to his youth when, in a high school academic debate, he advocated for solar energy as a replacement for existing fossil fuels. In 2003, Musk stumbled upon lithium-ion battery technology and the concept of electric cars, setting out to find investment opportunities in this field. Soon after, an electric car startup called Tesla approached him, the same Tesla that is now a global sensation. However, Tesla was not founded by Musk, He became its largest shareholder and chairman in 2004 with a $6.5 million investment. Compared to traditional gasoline-powered cars, electric vehicles offered a simpler, less failure-prone structure that was easier to maintain, along with high energy conversion efficiency and powerful acceleration. However, entering this industry meant competing directly with well-established automobile companies with long histories and massive scale. Faced with this challenge, Musk chose to manufacture sports cars. Why choose sports cars? Why not follow the SpaceX model and directly defeat competitors with extremely low costs? This is because Tesla lacked the brand recognition of traditional car manufacturers and couldn't tightly control production costs like large corporations. In the sports car industry, many small manufacturers gained global reputation by producing exceptional high-end vehicles. Additionally, sports car enthusiasts prioritize the driving experience over price sensitivity. Therefore, Tesla opted to start in the high-priced, low-volume product segment. This allowed them to advance technology and manufacturing capabilities gradually, transitioning to more affordable models, thereby expanding the electric car industry. So, Musk set the breakthrough point on the product experience. In April 2006, Tesla showcased its first electric car to the world, a two-seat convertible sports car called the Rooster. It boasted exceptional performance and aesthetics, completely shattering the conventional image of electric vehicles. Consumers immediately showed tremendous interest, with 30 commitments to purchase on the day of the reveal, including prominent figures like Google's co-founders Larry Page and Sergey Brin. Subsequent presentations saw numerous consumers waving their checkbooks, eager to make reservations. However, the subsequent mass production process pushed the entire company to the brink of bankruptcy. On one hand, the originally designed transmission system encountered issues, requiring a redesign by the engineering team. On the other hand, progress at the battery factory in Thailand was sluggish, coupled with poor production management, leading to vehicle costs doubling the selling price. Despite looming delivery deadlines, the company couldn't resolve these issues. By 2008, the arrival of the financial crisis made it impossible for the company to raise more funds, consumer interest in the new car waned, and delivery delays turned into a public relations crisis. Silicon Valley started discussing Musk's colossal investment failure, and automotive websites mocked that Tesla's new car would never be delivered. In response to these challenges, Musk formally assumed the role of Tesla's CEO, personally explaining the delays and demanding employees work overtime on weekends. In a letter to employees, he wrote, "We are changing the world, changing history. If you're not up for that, please don't work here." He initiated a restructuring of the company's production plans, aggressively pursued cost control, worked with the product team to break down components and control production costs, and maintained constant communication with investors, attempting to secure new financing to keep the company afloat. When Tesla was in dire straits, Musk unwaveringly launched the new Model South and continued to drive its development. He personally recruited elite designers for the car's design, subjected the vehicle to numerous tests, and consistently pushed for perfection. To control vehicle weight, he insisted on using aluminum alloy for the car's body, making Tesla the only American company manufacturing aluminum-bodied vehicles. Due to Musk's attention to detail, the Model S became the safest car in history. This relentless pursuit of excellence made the Model S a sensation among tech enthusiasts even before its official launch. When it was released to the market in 2012, it created a sensation, earning accolades as the car of the year from automotive magazines. Similar to Apple's releases of the Macintosh computer and iPhone, the new Model S became a symbol of pop culture. With this breakthrough, Tesla swiftly rose to prominence as a giant in North American car manufacturing. However, for Musk, this was just the first step in his grand plan. He subsequently introduced the Model X and began developing the Model 3, priced at just $35,000. Under Musk's leadership, Tesla was progressively moving from high-end to mass-market vehicles. Lastly, let's examine what sets Musk apart from other Silicon Valley entrepreneurs. Firstly, he possesses an extraordinary spirit of adventure. Whether entering an unfamiliar field or investing his entire fortune, he displays unparalleled courage. Throughout his entrepreneurial journey, he consistently made seemingly senseless adventurous decisions. Even in the adventure-filled landscape of Silicon Valley, Musk's audacity stands out. Secondly, he pursues grand goals of conquering the unknown. Since his teenage years, Musk has been fascinated by science fiction novels and encyclopedias, writing computer games with a space backdrop, and even launching homemade rockets on the school playground. At the age of 14, he derived his lifelong mission from a science fiction novel: to enhance human self-awareness, to better understand our challenges, and to strive for greater collective enlightenment. In the early days of founding SpaceX, he declared that the company's ultimate goal was to transform humanity into a multiplanetary species, establishing a self-sustaining civilization on another planet to prevent potential human extinction. Thirdly, Musk possesses the ability to combine complex physical concepts with business plans, turning research into profitable enterprises. For example, he uncovered the profit potential in space exploration plans, translating his thoughts on electric cars and new energy systems into the expansive Tesla company. He transformed his musings on the logic of the banking industry into online banking and payment systems. Once he establishes a grand goal, he can find practical methods and pathways, and pragmatically bring them to fruition. During the filming of Iron Man, the lead actor, Robert Downey Jr., visited SpaceX headquarters and toured with Musk. Downey marveled, saying, "I'm not easily blown away, but this guy and this place have blown me away." He believed that the movie's protagonist, Tony Stark, and Musk were cut from the same cloth, individuals who seize fleeting creative ideas and are willing to sacrifice everything, not wasting a single second. Perhaps it's individuals like these who can truly change the world. That's all for today. Thank you for joining me for this review and summary of the book. If you want to listen to more audiobooks, please do not forget to click on like and subscribe to my channel. And if you have other books you'd like to talk about, feel free to tell me in the comments below. See you in my next audiobook.